What's going on, beautiful people? Today is going to be a jam-packed video all about artificial intelligence and specifically the new Gemini 2.5 that has been receiving so much airtime. We're going to deep dive into it, and I'm going to give you a crash course about what it is and also the very powerful Google tools that you can use to your disposal today to get many things done. So before we start, my name is David Logan. I am a brand designer, but I'm also an AI enthusiast, and I appreciate you for stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So right here, we see that Google released an article saying they released their most intelligent AI model yet. And you know, if you've been keeping up with the AI space, you know for a fact that many companies are in the AI race, and it's been a lot of stuff going on. They just keep getting better and better and better and better. And we're gonna go and look at the actual chart so you're not confused about where these models stand in terms of intelligence. But they released this article, and it's basically saying, hey, we just put out the best AI for reasoning, for getting complex things done. And they also show you the benchmark. So right here, we can see that Gemini, which is this blue lane right here, actually scores best in humanities last exam, which we're going to get over into. This science test, this math test, this other math test, this code editing test, visual reasoning, and long context test. And you can see the jumps. So 61.4% versus 94.5, or let's just say 83.1. That is a huge jump. My biggest thing for these models is going to be humanities last exam, because that's going to be the measure about whether they actually know everything about humanity. Like, it's funny because you like think about, okay, everything in humanity. Yes, we want to test on this thing if this thing knows everything about humanity. And so humanities last exam is basically prepared by some people. I don't know who they are, but shout out to them. So it's basically a benchmark, kind of the same way that you have like a CRCT or SAT to get in college, but this is just about the entirety of human knowledge and what is the standard for saying, hey, I know everything in humanity, I am a top tier AI. That's what I believe it is. And so it's 27,000 challenging questions, and Gemini 2.5 just so happens, if we can find it, yeah, so GPT 4.0 had an accuracy of 3.1. They don't have Grok 3 on here, but let's just say Claude 3.7, 8.9. This Gemini 2.5 Pro had an accuracy of 18.8, and that is very significant, because while we're looking at all of these models that literally came out within, not even a whole entire year, not even a whole 6 months that all of these models came out. Like, seriously, it's happening like that. And so what you're going to see is that 18 turn to a 40 real quick, and then it's going to be 80, then it's going to be 100, 200. So that's the scary part about it, and that's just on human knowledge. But if it scores higher on human knowledge, I mean, if we look at these scores, human knowledge is the lowest score. You get what I'm saying? So all of these are going to be up regardless. You're going to have a purely like very sophisticated, very knowledgeable, top tier AI model. And they're getting closer and closer. This is very groundbreaking, but I'm going to stop geeking about it, and we are going to get into some actual examples, and I'm going to introduce you to one of my new favorite platforms, Gemini. Yes, Gemini 2.5, but also Gemini 2.0 and deep research models are in here. And I just want to kind of give a pretty much walk through about how you can begin using Gemini 2.5, because we kind of look at it as different things compared to using ChatGPT or using a Grok or using Claude. And it's literally the same thing everywhere you go. It's the same exact process. All you need to do is think of the best way to get your information in your head across to the AI for it to do something for you. And so, similar to ChatGPT, Gemini 2.5 has something called gems. So gems, you see Gem Manager right here. Please don't look at this. Please don't look at my address. But you go open a Gem Manager, and I've created 3 gems already. But what you can do, they have pre-made ones, so you can use any of their gems: brainstormer, career guide, coding partner, copyright career. I mean, everything. But you can create your own, and this is going to be similar, not as customizable to ChatGPT, but very, very similar in the way of you can give it instructions and you can give it knowledge. Now, this is one thing that I have noticed about the 2.5 model, and that is, if you do not give it clear instructions on when you want it to use specific sets of knowledge, meaning, let's say I give this AI, I give this Gemini model, 3 different sets of PDFs, 3 different. And so all of them are talking about different things, and I want it to basically give me the best answer possible. What you're going to have to do inside of this instructions right here is basically tell it, hey, when I ask for this specific thing, I need you to pull information from this. And that's why we haven't gotten completely to where these are agentic AIs. However, they are still very, very useful, and in which you can see that I've had many conversations with it already. And that's only because I've just migrated from ChatGPT, and ChatGPT I'm gonna just say this, before we even get deeper into the video. This is better at reasoning than ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is currently still better at creative writing and coming up with ideas. But this is good at reasoning, though, so I will say that. So you can give your Gemini name. Let's just say a cold email gem, and you can say act as a master email copywriter and write me emails for cold outreach to whatever position I want it to be to, whether it be CMO, CEO, manager, or the like. And so in the instructions, you can say, in each email, give me 5 sections with in a combination of these sections. And we're going to list out sections. We're going to say we have the intro section always first. We have the greeting section, gift section, new news section, social media post section. We're gonna say new social media post section. You can say information section, feature section, and you can put a conclusion section. And that can always be last. And so this is an example of some instructions that you could give to one of these gems and get it to have specific things done for you. And so what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to give it 2 files. I'm going to give it 2 books that I downloaded off the internet that are basically copywriting books. Bam. So now what I have just did is basically I went online and found 2 of the best copywriting books and I put it inside of here. So now this is our gem is going to look at both of these knowledge bases to be able to pull information from. And what I wanted to say is only pull information from knowledge that is useful for structure or format and not actual word usage. Avoid sounding generic or robotic with competitive, I probably spelled that wrong. Did I spell it wrong? Word usage, and sound as human as possible. And you could even do things saying, very important, and it'll actually register this as like very important. And it'll be like, make sure each email is split by section and always randomize the section order. Bam. So, and sound. No. So bam. Now we can save this gem if we wanted to. I think we can give it a little picture, but it's on 2.0 Flash. Gems are still on 2.0 Flash. So, and that is how you create a gem using the Gemini platform. So we have other things to get into. So right here is Google AI Studio, and this is where the fun happens, the experimentation happens. This is where you are going to have increased customization about your prompts, about your results, and basically fine-tune models to do certain things. So right here, as we can see, we have all of these options on the side. We have we can choose our model. Right now it's 2.0 Flash, but let's change that to 2.5 Pro. We can see our token count, and you can see this is a lot of tokens, and this is why a lot of people are loving Gemini right now. It's because it's basically free. A lot of people aren't going to be sending that many messages, and so that 1 million token count is going to far exceed what anybody will need, except for somebody that's really experimenting with it. Temperature is basically the creativity. So temperature is higher, then more creativity. Temperature lower, less creativity. We'll just keep it at 1. You can have structured outputs, and that's basically you can edit how things will output. Let's just zoom out real quick. And function calling, so you can have it call functions if you're into coding, if you know what that is. And grounding with Google search. And so that's just the customization that you get here. And so you can see some sample prompts right here. Test if AI knows which number is bigger. Ask questions about key details in a video, which is very new. What AI model can look at video and actually analyze it and give you a response. And then it can write Docker setup script for beginners. So it can help you set up things and do all the like. And also, this is a very fun part of Gemini. So you can talk to Gemini just like you would any other AI model. Just have a conversation with it. You can show Gemini. So basically, you will be sharing your screen, and you can say, hey, if you're on Amazon, which one of these products looks like the best product in this category? And then it can say, oh, the one right there at the top because X, Y, and Z. And it's very fun to see that. But you can also turn on your webcam. So right here, if I hold up my phone, I can say, hey, Gemini, what is this? And it'll say that looks like an iPhone. I'm not sure which model, but it may be a later model because it has a notch. You know what I'm saying? It's the stuff like that. And it's very, very fun to use, very useful as well, because while you are using a platform for the very first time, you can learn exactly how to use it in depth by sharing your screen with Gemini, by learning it from Gemini. And so this is going to change how tutorials are gathered. Tutorials may not be gathered as much on YouTube in 10-15 years than they were 10 years ago or 15 years ago from today. But people may begin having these glasses that are Gemini glasses, and Gemini seeing everything they're doing, and it's saying, oh, press this button on here, press this button on there. So now everyone can have a AI partner that shows them how to do everything. I don't know how you beat that. So you can also change the model on here. They only have one model, but it can output in audio and text, which is multimodal, and you can change the voice if you want to. They have some starter apps. So like we said in creator prompt, you can analyze video. Spatial understanding is basically being able to say, hey, this object in this picture is closer. You know what? Let's just do it. So basically what it's going to say is this object, this fox right here is closer or farther than this, or it's able to depict the actual objects. And that's very useful in a lot of, detection applications. And you have map and you have Map Explorer. So all of this is available by API. So all you have to do is go ahead and go get your own API. 2.5 Pro is within API already. You have image generation, you have long text, you have structured outputs. Just remember to set up your billing. And a lot of people have been saying that, even after you set up your billing, that stuff is free if you run it locally. So go try those out. But you can also tune this model. So similar to how we did with the Gemini, this code email gem, we can go into this very more raw model and actually give it information to tune it. And so you can structure this however you want to. It also has chat history. I'm actually going to go to my other email because it has the full capabilities. So you can see structured prompting, tune model. You can choose which model. Right now it's the 1.5, but yeah, it's a very fun platform to get into. And so we'll do a couple of things. We will twisted search. Let's see what this is. Create a web app called Opossum Search. Every time you make a search query, it should redirect you to a Google search with the same query but with the word opossum added to it. Wow. It should be visually similar to Google search. Instead of the Google logo, it should have a picture of this opossum, and then it inserts a picture of the animal. It should be a single HTML file with no separate JS or CSS files. It should say powered by. Wow. So that took 36 seconds. And that's one thing that I really do like about these models, is that it shows the actual time that it's taking to think about this stuff. And you got to think about it. This is using a high amount of tokens per second. However, it is giving you a better answer. And as we go further and further in the AI revolution, we will see this get lower and more efficient, if you will. That shows you the power of it. I mean, you can do things as simple as tell me how to create my business in the state of Alabama by myself. And you can see that. I mean, this is a very, very quick one. And you can see what his thoughts are. It's getting all of the legal structures, and then it's going to compile everything into a structured format for you to understand. So bam, phase 1, develop your business plan, choose your business structure. choose your business name, registration and legalities. I mean, bro, it does not end. Get this from the IRS, register for state and local taxes, setting up operations. So basically it's going to give you a step-by-step of how to do it yourself. And this is very, very easy. But you can kind of see exactly, you can use it for anything, especially the actual Gemini models. You can use deep research. I really, really like deep research, and we're going to explore that really quickly. So what we're going to say is research brand design trends and give me a report on which ones had the highest impact and were used the most. Let's just say that. So now it is going to come up with a whole task list for itself, and it's getting close to agentic AI, but it's going to come up with a task list. It's going to say, okay, search these articles, identify the key brands, identify a trend, look for articles. You know what I'm saying? It's going to do all that stuff, and it takes a little bit more time to do deep researching. You can use it for more sophisticated things like lead capture. You can do complete lead capture with deep research. You can use it for learning things. You can use it for scientific things. If it's something in math that you want to figure out the fundamentals of, you can use it for that. And so you can use deep research for everything. You can use deep research to, look for discrepancies within certain stock patterns. You can use deep research for a lot of stuff and compare it time by time. And so we are going to start this research, and it's going to basically go through this whole entire process of going to all these websites. Yes, it just went through all of these websites, was going through them right now. And then it's going to spit out something else. Key trends identified. Okay, how did it go through all of these websites, in basically 2 seconds? You know what I'm saying? And then it got some more. So it's like, it's close to agentic, but it's just that AI has to get to a point where it's AGI. It needs to have the intelligence of a human. And I wonder what an average human would score on the human test. Humanity's last exam. So let's see. What would a human score on humanity's last exam? Likely in the 3 to 14% range. So in essence, it is a model that is smarter than humans in a way. If it's 18, I mean, O3 was at the peak of human intelligence, is what it seems like. And so where'd this thing go? Deep research model achieves 26.6% of humanity's OpenAI deep research. So that's, man, this is crazy. This is crazy to think about. But back to our research. So it's still researching. It is doing a lot of this. Look. It is called deep research. It is going to research deep. You get what I'm saying? So while we're waiting on that, it's very interesting that it would say 3 to 14%, because in 2025 now, with what I would call unsophisticated models, meaning their level of actual intelligence is not that high. But I think the biggest curve is going to come when they get to see us in action 24/7. So if I have a robot right here sitting next to me, and he's looking at how I am making this video, or he's looking at how I'm using an AI tool or editing a video, he can learn how to do that same thing and my actual mannerisms while I'm doing that. And so that's going to be much more powerful than the training that they're doing now. But it has completed its research and has given us this super long report. We can export it to docs. We can exit out. I mean, this is just crazy. Like, this is an actual report. So you got the executive summary. This report analyzes the brand design trends that have demonstrated the highest impact and widest adoption in the period between 2022 and 2024. Okay, so what did they conclude? Minimalism with a bold twist. Where'd they get that from? A few different sources. Minimalism with a bold twist. They don't show any visuals. But bold typography, definitely have seen that. Nostalgia and retro aesthetics. If I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really saw as much nostalgia, but maybe that's because I'm just not in the scene as much. Purpose-driven branding, cool. Interactive and immersive branding, that's probably one. Motion graphics and animations is definitely one. AI assisted design is 100% a one. Maximalism, authentic and human-centric design, and it's giving you a table. It says, oh, this one improves viewer retention and improves SEO. That's AI. Oh, motion graphics. Bold. So this is basically giving you a rundown of what each one of these trends is going to do. And so what you really could do is copy this table, put it right back into Gemini and say, based on this table, give me a combination of different trends to incorporate right now to get the most robust output. And so you can do that. And so adoption, you can see high adoption and authenticity everywhere. Decently high and purpose-driven and minimalism with a bold twist. And so I just kind of wanted to give you a sense of what things can actually do for you. So now you may be a college student, you may be just getting into your job. You need to be using tools like Gemini, tools like Google AI Studio, and this is not even the beginning of the large sea of tools that are out there. But it just went through all of these websites. How much time would it have taken me to go through each one of these websites? It would have taken me days, weeks, probably. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a lot of research right there. So, and then it shares its thoughts. It's like, I've noticed that brands are increasingly reflecting values like sustainability in their designs. You know what I'm saying? And so this is a very powerful tool when you get into the actual functionality. And I have Gemini Advanced, but they do offer a completely free version. Let me see. If I go to another account that I have, Gemini 2, let's just say, bam. So I can do the same stuff. I can turn on deep research. I can say whatever. So just keep that in mind. Like, you have this for free. Use it as much as you want to. And yeah, that's it for today. So definitely check out my last video talking about AI and using it to create AI agents. Also, if you are looking for brand design for your company, you want to stand out in this ever growing and about to be massively growing online or physical marketplace that we have, definitely hit up the Views Agency. We handle all branding services, logo design, flyer design, large print, marketing campaigns, social media management, photo shoots. We handle everything for you. Drone shoots. We handle everything for you. And so we want to help you make the best of yourself in front of your customer and make the money that you're supposed to utilizing branding initiatives. So this has been David Logan. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment your favorite part if you learned anything new, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.